Dear all, I welcome you for the lecture session Railway Planning. Dr. N. Ramesh, Department of Civil Engineering, K.S.Rangasamy College of Technology. Introduction. Transportation is regarded as an index of economic, social, and commercial progress of a country. And adequate transportation is indispensable for economic and social progress of nation and the world as a whole. Land, water, and air have been used by mankind for developing the transport modes like railways, highways, and waterways. Classification of transportation. Land transport, example highways, railways, cableways, ropeways, etc. Water transport, example canalways, riverways, oceanways, lakeways, etc. Air transport, example is airways. Transportation system, it is classified mainly land transport, water transport, air transport. Again, land transport is subdivided into highway and railway. Water transport subdivided into inland and coastal. Air transport is subdivided into domestic and international. The important terminology is given in the slides are ballast. It is the granular material packed under and around the sleeves to transfer loads from sleepers to ballast. It helps in providing elasticity to the track. Broad gauge. The gauge of a track in which the distance between the running faces of two track rails is 1.676 meter is termed as a broad gauge. Coining of rails. The wheels are coned at a slope of 1 in 20 to prevent from rubbing the inside face of the rail head and to prevent lateral movement of the axle with its wheels. Creep. It is a longitudinal movement of rails in a track. Gauges in railway track. Definition. The gauge of a railway track is defined as a clear distance between the inner or running faces of two track rails. The distance between the inner faces of a pair of wheels is called the wheel gauge. Types of gauges are standard gauge. Its gauge width is 1.67 meter. Meter gauge 1 meter. Narrow gauge 0.6762 meters. Feeder track gauge 0.61 meter. Permanent way, the combination of rails fitted on sleepers and resting on ballast and subgrade is called permanent way. So it is indicated the rails, the parallel girders, two girders are shown, and the sleepers, it's a wooden sleepers is shown in figure, and the fasteners, bolt nuts are shown in figure, and the ballast, the stones which are filled in the track also shown in figure to absorb the shock while the train is moving on the wheels, moving on the rails. So here, the typical cross section of a permanent way on embankment. The embankment is installed above the ground level. So above the ground level, it is the sleeper bed is given. In the sleeper bed, which is surrounded by the ballast cushion, here the rails are installed above the ballast cushion, and then the ballast shoulder is maintained in the both sides. It is the ballast chest also, the margin is given. So it is the 2.5 meter given for the it is the distance which are given on the ground level and in the ballast cushion bed. Rails. The rails on the track can be considered as the steel girders for the purpose of carrying the axle loads. They are made in high carbon steel to withstand wear and tear. Flat-footed rails are mostly used in railways. Functions. It provides hard, smooth and unchanging surface for heavy loads with minimum friction between rails and wheels. Rails bear stresses, lateral, thermal and braking forces. So types of rail sections are given in the slide. It is a double-headed rail, bull-headed rail and a flat-footed rail. Here the stem measurement is the 19 mm, 16.3 mm and 13.9 mm. In the first one, double-headed rail, the head and foot are the same distance 70 mm and 70 mm. But in the second one, bull-headed rail, head is 68.7 mm and the foot is 65.5 mm. Here in the flatted foot rail, head is 66.7 mm and the foot is 136.5 mm is maintained. Requirements of good sleepers. The sleepers should be strong to act as a beam under loads. It should be economical. Maintain the correct gauge. Should provide sufficient bearing area for the rail. Sleepers should have sufficient weight for stability. It should facilitate easy fixing and taking out of rails without disturbing them. They possess easy removal and replacement of ballast, able to resist impact and vibrations of moving trains. Types of sleepers according to materials: wooden sleepers, metal sleepers, again classified into cast iron sleepers, steel sleepers, RCC sleepers, pre-stressed concrete sleepers. Wooden sleepers, it should satisfy all the requirements and suitable for track circuiting. List of wooden sleepers depends on their ability to resist wear, attack by white ant and quality of timber used. Saw, teakwood and deodar and chairwood and broad gauge, meter gauge, narrow gauge. The distance are given as 2740 mm to into 250 mm into 130 mm, meter gauge 1830 mm, 203 mm and 114 mm and a narrow gauge 1520 mm by 150 by 100 mm. And steel sleepers, steel made up of 6 mm thick sheets at the time of pressing of sleepers. An inward slope of 1 in 20 on either side is provided to achieve tilt of rails. Standard size is 2680 mm. Types: T type steel sleepers, clip and bolt type steel sleepers. Next one is RCC sleepers. It's given in the photo. Its merits are have long life 40 to 60 years, free from natural decay and attack of insects, require less fittings, provide more lateral and longitudinal rigidity as compared to others. Maintenance cost is low. Characteristics of good ballast. It should have sufficient strength to resist crushing under heavy loads of moving trains. It should be durable enough to resist abrasion and weathering action. Should have rough and angular surface to provide good lateral and longitudinal stability to the sleepers. Should have good workability, have easy spread of formation. Should be cheaply available. Should not have any chemical action on metal sleepers and rails. Types: broken stone, gravel, sand, ashes or cinders, conker, muram, blast furnace slag, brick ballast. So here the two photos are given for the installed position of the rails. So the parts are given as toe insulator, clip shoulder and positive lock-in, side post insulator and rail pad. Here also the other position are given of the rail. Here the coining of wheels. The coining of wheels is nothing but it is bring into the cone shape. The cone shape is nothing but the slope. It is a 1 in 20 and the wheel dia that is here and the wheel diameter is maintained in both sides, but the flanges of wheels, it should properly the slope are given is coining of the wheels. Thank you for watching.